Action!
Action! Go.
Okay. Hey, everyone. If you're struggling with education, benefits, or just basic survival, then maybe this podcast is for you.
Today we are going to be talking about housing crisis and benefits with versus education.
All right. Well, let's get started.
You going to start?
All right. So, first off, housing crisis. Your opinions. Social. What do you have on your?
Mine is staying with family and the difficulty of getting the support growing up, and once you get older as well, you need to try and find the most support you can in case you do struggle, and you need to regain maturity and independence growing up. So with your family to help you.
In your opinions, what would you say was a positive experience about staying with your family?
Getting the support you need, getting them to help you with your independence for when you grow up and eventually get your own place and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good to have those support systems there, isn't it? Yeah. But obviously,
and having your friends around as well.
Yeah. Very, very, very good points. But also, there's also, I guess you could also say like the financial support is a major benefit.
That's a major benefit.
Yeah, because you don't really have to.
With the most.
Yeah, you don't have to worry as much about that if you're living with your family.
Yeah.
But let's say you got kicked out, right? Let's say you got kicked out, and then all of a sudden everything is now down to you. You are the independent person. You don't have anyone to rely on, to fall back on.
Then
it's just you on your own.
Get the support for someone professional, aka Universal Credit or aka the housing.
Yep, there's several support systems like Leicestershire Cares.
They'll also put you in accommodations as well, like the Dawn Centre. You can go into like hostels.
There's
like
the Park Lodge project. But obviously, if you aren't living in Leicester, then I would suggest doing some research, finding what available support systems that you have in your area.
Yes, there's also an app called One Room app, so you can go and from whatever, if you want to move or if you haven't got a place, you can also go on there and you only have to pay like weekly rent. It won't cost that much. So as long as it's financially stable for the people that need it, if they are struggling as well, because they will have a budget.
Yeah. So what? All right. Next topic. Right. Social housing. Right. Social housing. I think that has something to do with the council, doesn't it? Social housing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got mixed feelings on social housing though, because like with everything that's going on in this day and age, with the economy, with the politics, with everything that's going on. It seems like more social houses are being made, but none of them are being offered to the homeless.
No, they are being offered to people that are coming up.
Yeah. We aren't allowed to talk about that. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's not looking good for people who are dealing with homelessness, who are facing eviction, and not to mention the waiting times. Yeah. If you're a single person and you need a house, you're looking at waiting nearly 6 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Which
that's too much.
We
need to bring it lower. So especially for young people like
us. Exactly.
We are struggling. We're on band 2, right?
No, you're in band 2. I'm in band 3. So I'm
Well, he's in band 3 and I'm in band 2. But obviously band 2 would be much easier to get a house. Yeah, I am still waiting, and I am like.
Now the thing is though, have you been bidden?
Yes.
That smile on your face tells me different.
I'm going to Action Homeless as well. There's also a place called Action Homeless that will also help you get a place. They can help you find a budget for your house. They can also get you the house, do the budget, the deposit.
Help you with housing benefits and such.
Help you with your housing. That's also a good place to go. I have been there and I can say it's very good.
Right. Next one, rent. Rent is a bit of a weird one at the moment, because if you're not claiming benefits or anything like that, rent is gonna. I cannot swear. Rent is gonna kick you up the butt. Yes, it is gonna kick your butt, and it will bite you eventually, because if you can't pay your rent, you're gonna go into debt, and
if you can't pay your debt, you're gonna
get evicted, and then you're back to square one all over again. And nobody wants that. The last thing that you want is to not be able to pay your rent.
from experience, it's not good, because
Exactly.
eventually if you have no one to support, you will end up with no sleep or nothing, because I had to do that.
Rent is a constant issue with people our age, especially with people facing homelessness, people who are homeless, sofa surfing, whatever it is you're doing to survive and make sure that you can see another day through.
Yeah.
With but there are several companies, I'd like to say, out there that offer major support with help with budgeting, planning out what your monthly expenses are going to be. Leicestershire Cares is also a good place once again to help you with that.
Has been there since day one.
To be honest, I can speak very highly of Leicestershire Cares. They are amazing.
They also come to like help out with like hostels and that.
Yeah, it's a very beneficial thing to have on your side.
Yeah.
You know,
if it weren't for Leicestershire Cares, I won't be doing all of this.
I mean, this is how we're doing this podcast with Leicestershire Cares.
Yeah.
So.
But if it wasn't for Leicestershire Cares, though, then we wouldn't be doing stuff.
Exactly,
like
and we wouldn't
get the opportunities to like do volunteer work.
Having this
do
place,
like different groups and that.
It opens a lot of windows of opportunity for you, a lot of
gets
doors
you to meet new
and
people.
new pathways that you didn't really expect yourself to be able to go down.
And new people,
you know,
like new friends and that.
I didn't think I was going to be. I never once expected that I would be sat in a chair in front of a microphone doing a podcast. Okay,
Same.
the only I first got interested in that when a member of Leicestershire Cares came up to Park Lodge and we started doing little podcasts there as well. And well, that's what got me really, really interested.
Same.
Exactly. So you first started doing it more once.
At first we started doing podcasts, and then obviously we kind of got into singing as well, because there was one girl from Park Lodge who was singing as well. So we decided we wanted to try, but it didn't work out. So we just started to do podcasts instead. So we was talking about like the benefits of living in a hostel and what it's like.
Actually, right. That's actually one of the topics that we want to discuss about the benefits of living in supported living.
Yeah.
So we've had experience living in supported accommodation. We used to live in we used to live in Park Lodge. You were in the Dawn Centre for a couple of days.
One day,
okay. But an experience nevertheless, though, right? So the benefits of supported living, to me, when I was living in the main hub, you had 24-hour staff. You always had someone to rely on or go to. Well, I didn't like the cameras. No. You always had someone to rely on, someone to talk to whenever things got hard.
You had your own support workers.
And plus you had your own space. You had a roof over your head. You had
your own room.
Exactly.
The only thing you had to share really was the kitchen and the bathroom.
Yeah, which
that
it depends on the people that you're living with, really, doesn't it? So there are many good things that supported living can offer you. Like they obviously they try to keep their residents interacting as much as they can. They're always scheduling activities, things to keep you involved. Yeah. You know,
this word of advice though: if you're going to live in a hostel,
follow their rules.
Don't interact with people you don't like or you don't appreciate.
And honestly, if there's any issues you're facing, go to the staff. Like they are there to help, and that is the only reason they're there to help you. They are there to support you, and that is their job. You know, that is their job, to be there to support you and to make sure that you are comfortable in the place that you are calling your temporary home. You know, So we've spoken about the positives. Now let's focus on a little bit on the negatives, on like what the things you'd find most difficult. Maybe I would say one of them would be getting along with other residents, because there are going to be some residents in there that just don't like you and you probably don't like them.
Yeah. Just keep your head down and stay away.
Precisely. Keep your head down and
From experience is not a good idea.
Exactly. The main thing that you really want to be doing is you know where you want to go. You know where you want to be. You know what you want to do with your life. Focus on those. If the people that are in your life currently aren't benefiting those goals, then they aren't worth keeping around.
If they are not going down the right path, don't go down with
exactly.
them. Choose the right path, not the bad path.
Exactly. It's either take the high road or take the low road. That's just the ultimatum, you
The
know.
highway or no way.
Well, so you have to trust within yourself to make the right decisions. You
Yeah.
have to trust within the staff to make sure that they support you in case anything happens.
Of course.
Yeah, right. So I think we've spoken enough about the
Yeah.
housing crisis, right?
Wanna go
So
on to education?
benefits versus education. I've been
Oh.
looking forward to this topic. I really have. So benefits versus education. Well, what we really mean by benefits versus education was this had something to do with when I think it was a couple of years ago. It was from my experience. I was in college at the time, but I felt like I didn't have enough financial independence. I was slowly getting to the age where I was an adult and things were just becoming too much of a struggle. They became too complicated, and growing up, you start wanting things that you can't really have at the time. But you're still making strides to try and make it work despite your discomforts. I ended up being kicked out of my parents' house because I didn't want to do the college anymore. That was a couple of reasons. A, I didn't feel like I was independent enough, and B, the support systems in college weren't that great at the time.
Not all
Especially for people with special educational needs. Now, I'm autistic, and it just did not work at all.
Yeah. The same as me. When I was in college, I was in college with people I didn't like. I had bad experiences while I was in college. It was the worst. I dropped out 3 times, kept going back. I thought it would work out, but it didn't.
Exactly. It's not that you don't want to be in college. We all want to have an education. It's just depending on if you can fit in, if you can integrate into that course, if you actually get the support necessary for you to flourish in that course.
If you can't get the support you need, and
then what are you doing? Exactly.
Don't bother.
Why would you go onto a course that you're not receiving support with, you're not comfortable with, and it's just not working out? Exactly. So, right, back to it. So we spoke about the education. So now, obviously, back then, I think this was about 1-2 years ago. I think it was when they changed the laws. So before they changed the laws, you could not claim benefits or universal credit or anything of the sort while you were in education, and only I think it was a year ago or something that they changed the law again, saying that you could claim benefits while you're in education, but it had to be a certain amount of hours. You couldn't you couldn't exceed a certain amount of hours without losing your benefits. So my question, what I want to ask is, what is the point? Like, is it really worth sacrificing your benefits for education, or is it worth sacrificing your education for your benefits?
Can I just say something, right? So I think it's personally, for me, I think it's bad, because if they're saying that you need education to get your levels up, to get a job that you want.
So then you can get money.
If you want a dream job and they're telling you need the education for it, why put us in between where you can't do
why put
limited hours because of your money? That's not fair on us if we need the education for it.
Exactly. Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, exactly. It's a very valid argument, that is. And it's also like it carrying on from that. It's like they're putting you in a position where you either have to choose.
You have to make a choice.
It's either you choose your education, or you choose your benefit, or you choose financial independence and financial security as well. Being put in that position, it's not horrible. Nice. It was not nice at the time, and especially now that they've changed it to where you can go back into education with your benefits. It's intriguing, yes. Like hours. You definitely want to do it, but you have to be careful now. You have to be extremely careful with how many hours you're going to be spending at that college and how much you're going to be learning, because you could be doing a certain amount of hours a week or a month, and then boom. The next statement you get off your UC, nothing. You could lose all of your money just like that.
If I was to go back in college, I'm only doing one thing, and that's obviously my maths and English, because I do need to get that back up.
I'm doing this course, obviously, but I'm going to be doing a IT course with adult education, which I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be great. So, right, we spoke about the downsides of being on benefits. Being forced to choose, we've spoken about that as well. So, but let's be honest, there are some positive things about about benefits and education. Like you are receiving education while you also have financial security and stability. Like if you're able to manage it correctly and you are able to plan out how this is going to work with yourself, the support systems that you have, and the college, you can make it work. You just need to have the necessary how do I say it?
The necessary thing.
The necessary things to make it happen.
Yeah.
So there are some positive things. As much as the negatives may outweigh the positives, there are always some upsides to having benefits and also being in education. Because being in education, you can eventually work your way out of those benefits to the point where you have a stable job and you don't need them anymore. And you can say goodbye to them and never have to look at your benefits again because you don't need them anymore. So, right, I think we've spoken enough about benefits versus education. Right. So I didn't actually put this down on our thingies, but how we're managing anyways. Like how
just in general now?
How are we after everything that we've spoken about, how are we moving forward regardless of all of these things that are limiting us? Like, because we are still doing it, we are still getting by day by day, week
slowly
by
but
week.
surely.
Exactly, making it's not about the big steps.
Struggle, but as long as you get the support from your friends and your family, you're doing good. As long as you can keep on top of it all,
but
stay
also
positive. And if you ever need to talk about it, you go to your family member or obviously your friends.
But also, if you don't have friends, if you don't have family, if you don't really have anyone, and all you can really do is rely on yourself, take a look in the mirror. Take a look in the mirror, and you tell yourself you're doing a good job. Because you are doing a good job. If you're able to stand up, if you're able to get out of bed in the morning and get out of that house, and you're able to go out and do things that you want to do and you know is important to you, then you're already halfway there. And eventually definitely. You will get there. And you will find that success and you will look back at everything that you've done and be like, yeah, that was all worth it. All of that struggle was worth it. All that pain, all that emotion, it was all worth it in the long run. So, because, every day is going to be a struggle. It is always going to be a struggle for people our age, for the youths, and for the world that we are going to be left. We're left with when it's our time to take over.
That is why we offer the podcast, because you can learn a lot from it, and we can.
It gives you the freedom to talk about things that you want to talk about. And, you can finally let a bit of your frustrations out in it. You can vent, you can debate, you can do anything with a podcast. It's great.
I'm sorry, but doing it in a podcast is so much easier. Like, I've been doing this for ages now, and you know what? It's actually helped so much. Like, at first I was like so shy to do it all. But now more I've spoke about it, the more it's getting easier.
Yeah. No, this is my second time. I think this might be my second time doing a recording. I'm not, to be honest, I don't really like the sound of my own voice if I'm, but it's been fun. This has been all right, actually. I kind of enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So, I think we've discussed everything, have we? Oh, still want to keep, okay, but we still got to keep it going. Still want to keep it going.
Let's talk about something else. What else should we talk about?
What else should we talk about? That is a good question.
You still.
What else should we talk about? Oh, favorite
artist. Okay, so if you want to learn more about podcasts, think of someone who does a podcast. So many poor people. I personally go for someone who is actually doing podcasts, but doing it as like a meet and greet, where they do it up on stage.
Do you mean like a Q&A, right? Like how celebrities doing
about stuff.
Yeah, no, that's like a Q.
It's not a Q&A though.
No, you know what a Q&A is, right? Question and answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of works like a podcast, but they just record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it on stage.
But then there's a lot of people, the crowd likes to ask questions and stuff like that, and people answer the question.
And they give you their true, honest opinion, how to deal with stuff like bullies and all that lot. They help you with that.
Well, then again, it really was celebrities. Not many celebrities ask those kind of questions. They ask really weird questions, artists, I've noticed nowadays. Like, I don't know what's going on with people in our day and age, but it's so weird. Right, yeah. So, since you were talking about artists, so who are you who were you thinking of researching?
I'm either it's between two really, because I've got a podcast that I know called You Should Know Podcast, and then they talk about a lot of stuff as well. And then there's Leo Skepsy as well.
Leo Skepsy,
my favorite
TikToker, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. But
God, I
the
don't know
Shoes
why
You
you
Know
use
podcast,
TikTok.
they talk about a lot of stuff. Like they ask, like they do like funny things, like questions and like the educational stuff. They ask like educational questions and
I mean, yeah,
things like that. Do you know what I mean?
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, some of the artists can, yeah.
And then Leo, he builds his up on like strength to be confident and stuff like that. So like be confident in yourself and around people, so you're not like shy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
See, I haven't chosen an artist yet, I'll be honest. But if I was to choose an artist, I would want them to have a background that I can relate to, something that I can personally
Yeah.
connect with. Like
I think
I know
you'd be
there are
doing it-
some artists out there that I know of, which I'm gonna do some research when I'm back at mine later today. But I know there's some artists that I can relate to in the terms of homelessness, in the terms of struggles, emotions, you know. I may not sound it, but I'm a very emotional person. I'm a deeply I can't say
Empathy.
it. Empathic. Whoever's listening, you know what I mean. You know what I know you know what I mean.
Agree.
Yeah. If you could think of it, yeah, agree. But yeah, I think it would have to be someone that I can relate to. Someone
Who's
that
been down the same path as you?
yeah,
If
or
you
someone
think
that I
they've
have a
been down
lot
the
of
same path as
similarities
you,
with.
do it. Agree with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Another topic. How does how so So Susan, how does the podcast help you in real life? Like how does this podcast benefit you in real life?
Me in real life, it gives me the confidence, it gives me the stability, and it gives me the like to meet new people as well, and speaking up more with my voice, because I use it before. I used to be very quiet. I'd be so scared to talk in front of a camera and everything. But since I've been doing podcasts, I've managed to find my own voice, speak more like I am now,
Yeah, to be
and
honest,
build the confidence.
it gives you the
A lot.
opportunity. It
Stability.
gives you the opportunity
Gives you a lot
to
to do with stuff.
discuss what you're feeling.
Yes, I
If
think it gives
if
you a
you're
lot of
not
stuff to
having a
do.
bad day, and then if you're having a bad day and you've
Bring
got a
your camera
podcast
out
going
and
on,
take a video.
just have a vent.
Have a vent on
Have
your
a
video.
vent, you know, have a rage. If you want to have a cry, have a cry. A podcast is there
does art
to
mean?
help you
I got a question
experience
for you.
everything.
I got a question for you.
Go on,
What does art mean to you?
what does art mean to me?
Because I know
Well,
you're good with your art. 'cause
to
I have seen
me,
it.
art isn't about what's on a piece of paper or what's on a
It's
computer.
what you're
It is
feeling.
about what is inside you.
Yes.
Art comes from your
Yeah.
emotions, from your capability to feel and acknowledge the emotions that you are experiencing.
I've seen your drawings, and do you know what? They are actually so good.
Thank
He
you.
actually speak about his feelings, but on paper, colouring it out, and it's actually so
I have
good.
found it a lot easier to
draw it out.
portray how I'm feeling
Yeah.
in my colors, in the way, in my lines, and in my art in itself. Now, as people say, art comes in various forms. It can be like podcasting, that's a form of art. Drawing, that's a form of art. Singing, form of art. Everything in its own creative way can be considered a form of art. Like even science, technically a form of art. If you think about it, literally everything, can be a form of art if you know how to utilize
You can
it
make
correctly.
bubbles. That is a form of art in science.
Yeah,
you can make bubbles and you use acid. You put it on your hand. You can make a bubble.
If you
with
make a
paint.
volcano explode, art.
Do
You're
it.
an artist. There you go. You're just a messy
making your whole
artist, you know?
world all up in flames.
there are people out there who just hang up a canvas, throw a paintbrush at it, and
Literally.
boom, that's selling for like
Throw
£500,000.
paint at it. Throw paint at
I'm
it.
sorry, let me go
Throw
throw a
your
brick into a canvas and then display it for like 400,000, and that's
Throw
it. That's
your
me gone.
Throw your paint into the canvas. Then you have your emotions
Yeah,
splattered.
see, it's all about. It is all about
your
the
emotions.
emotions. Yeah, the
Emotion,
emotions.
emotion.
The emotions are key. They are key to
Emotional.
art. You know, if you're not feeling when doing art, you're not doing art. You're just doing something boring.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling, then what is the point of doing
If you're not
art?
feeling the moment to draw in, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it because it's just going to be something bad. If it's not going to be something that you're actively enjoying making, because every time I do
Me
art, I find it
personally-
fun. It has to be fun. Otherwise, there's no point doing it. It's ridiculous.
For me personally, I'm such a big kid when it comes to word searches, drawing, everything. I could sit there for hours and draw.
Searches. I can't do word searches.
They are my favourite.
I do
I have a
Sudoku.
massive book about this big.
You ever do Sudoku?
Oh no, I can't do that.
Oh, Sudoku's amazing. Sudoku, with all the numbers and whatnot. What? Yeah, as if I'm supposed to know what that means. But yeah, art. So, right, you've asked me what art means to me. So now what does art mean to you?
For me, it means just drawing how you feel. Just like if
No, I feel like I just explained enough for the both of us, haven't I?
I know.
Wow, that is a good question. What does the future look like for our generation now? What generation are we? I think it's Gen Z we are, aren't we? We're definitely not millennials.
I don't know, but
We're Gen Z
since
because
we've
then you've got
grown
Gen
up-
Alpha, which is beneath us. Yeah, so we're Gen
So
Z.
since we've grown up, it's a lot more different to what we've seen as kids.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
we've
because
got responsibility.
my mum talks a lot about what life was before everything went down. How apparently obviously this was before the time of phones, of the internet.
You had to walk
people
a mile
used to,
just
the
to
only
see
way
someone.
people were able to communicate was by knocking on their door and going to find them, seeing
Or
if they
walking-
want to come out to play or something like that. That's how people did it back then. And to be honest, I feel like we've lost a lot of our life to technology. Like you spend so much time behind a screen that you're losing any humanity that you have.
I think the
you.
bad decision was giving my mum. Sorry about that. Giving my mum giving me a phone or when I was in school just before I left school.
What's my water bottle?
She gave me a phone at like 15, 16. Bad idea. I was always on it. I'll get bored without it. And then I got a phone at 16 and like 17 and that while I was in college. Yeah, it was perfect for while I was in college. But no, it was still.
So the future for our generation, honestly, I don't think it's looking good. No. I don't think it's looking
too
good.
Too many responsibilities.
I want to avoid talking about politics completely. Don't want to talk about it, but it's kind of difficult to think of a future because obviously it's not up to people our age yet on what happens with our world. It's up to the people.
It's up to the responsibility.
It's up to the people who are older than us at the moment. And now
how would you change it?
We have to sort. Now we have to. Pardon me. we have to fix whatever they're going to leave us.
Yeah.
They like whatever world they leave us, we are then going to be in charge of. Now, how? Yeah, that's a good question. How would we change it? Now, how would we change it?
For me, it would be
avoiding politics. Obviously.
Avoiding that, but also taking over what your parents left you. So if they leave you something to carry on.
If you have a legacy, continue it. Yeah, you always want to make sure that your legacy lives on. Yeah. But how would you change the world though? Like, let's say you were just in charge of your country, right? Yeah, you were the lead. You were the prime minister of the UK.
Wow.
What would you do to change the UK and make it better?
Me?
Yeah.
Have education for children and adults like us without having to stop our money.
I would. That's a good thing. That is actually really good. I would make education free. It would unless it's university, anything higher, secondary school, primary school, college, all of it should be free. There shouldn't be any payments necessary. You shouldn't be having to pay for education, to be honest.
How to change housing.
How would I do it? How would I change housing? Well, personally, I'd make more social housing available. I would since now the homeless the rates of people facing homelessness is raising, it's skyrocketing, it is getting crazy to the point where there's a lot more of us on the streets than people actually claim to realize. If it was up to me, I'd open up more hostels. I'd open up more safe spaces for people to, like I just said, feel safe in it. And it leads you on to talking about benefits as well. How would you change the benefits as well? So the benefits of it would
make
be
it easier for young people.
Yeah, make it easier for them to claim benefits. Make it easy. And how would we do it? How would we do it?
How with PIP, you give it more time. I get that you have to wait so many years for it, but at least reduce it.
No, that's not how PIP works. It depends on your application, obviously. PIP does, but what I think they should do with it, I think they should make what's the word? So obviously with PIP you have to score a certain amount of numbers to be awarded it. I think they should make the scoring a bit better, so like it's more applicable to people who are facing genuine struggles, because there are a lot of times where you're facing struggles and you don't and they're not visible to the naked eye. You know, you can't. It's like someone has ADHD. You can't. Like someone has ADHD. You can't exactly see the fact that they've got ADHD. It's inside of them. It's a hidden disability.
Unless they are bouncing off the walls, you will never know.
I think they should make benefits easier to claim by I'm trying to think of the word. I cannot think of the word for the life of me. But like, no, it's still not clicking. But like the rules, you know, they need to make it a bit more lenient for people to be able to claim benefits as long as they are claiming them for the right reasons. If they are claiming them just to have a bit of extra money in their pocket and they don't actually need it, they need to lose them.
I'm sorry, but if you're making an excuse, aka for universal credit or PIP, to get extra money,
if you don't actually need it, if you don't need that money,
need it, don't do it.
Yeah, because you're taking money off someone else.
If you want extra money, go on Vinted, sell some.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Market. Do you know what I mean?
You know, you want
do it with your benefits.
All right, so I think we've spoken about enough. I think it's about time that we wrap things up.
Yep.
So, well, everyone, you've listened to our podcast. Hope you can relate. I hope you enjoyed the chaos. Bye.
We'll see you on the next one.